Welcome everybody to Adams Polish's Wednesday live video. We're a little late, sorry. But I'm actually kind of excited today because we have the perfect subject for the topic, which is how do we get our car clean after a long road trip? And we all know when we're on long road trips, there's bugs, all right? Granted, we're reducing the population of insects and bugs on road trips, but listen, road trips are about having fun. Now, once you get back, how do we get all these bugs off? Okay, and that's a lot of the main piece of what we're going to talk about today. But after you go on a long road trip, there's more to, washing your car and getting the bugs off than that, So the bug remover is going to be a big product that we need to use today, and we're going to feature that in today's video. But also on Justin's truck, my buddy Justin, this is his truck. We're at his house, and he towed that camper over there with this brand new F350. He just got this truck maybe a month ago. And when you're towing a trailer like that, or if you're towing a boat or something, you end up putting a little more stress on your brakes. So his wheels are actually black, but right now they don't. Long road trips, you're using your brakes a lot. So much right here. That's how much brake dust is on his wheels right now. So it looks like a matte brown wheel because there's so much over this. So, and it's even on his tires as well, and his fender wells are dirty. Just a kind of a typical look at how a car gets after a long road trip. So getting this back to looking great is there's just a few tips and tricks that I think I can help you guys with as far as knowing that. But first, the very, very first thing I want to talk about is right now, started yesterday at 12 in the morning, is Amazon Prime Day is happening right now. Okay, I'm going to show you guys on the iPad how to access these deals, but first, I'm embarrassed because the screen is so dirty. Okay, so if you have an iPad at your house or a computer screen, any Apple product, borderless gray, single soft, the best thing to clean those. Okay, so let me just show you guys this really quick, so you guys can't see my code. So this here is the Adams Polishes homepage on Amazon. Polishes, and make sure you click onto, let's just make sure that we do this the right way. So I just did Adams Polish, okay? So Adams' most iconic product, there's all these different things that you can look at, right? So I don't know if we click here. Yeah. If you click the circle A after you search, it's right here at the top. If you click the Adams Polishes A, it will bring you to the home page, all right? Essentially like the home page on Amazon. And what you're gonna see is there's different categories at the top, very similar to our website, but what you're gonna be able to access are all the Amazon Prime Day deals right now. And the first thing you're gonna land on, so at the very top, you kind of have a lot of like about the brand. There's a really cool video right here that Chris put together. I strongly recommend watching it because it's a really great message from Adam talking about our brand. Very, very cool video. Love it. Then down here, you're gonna find the deals you can access. So our carpet extractor right now is 20% off. So you can get off 25% off the pressure washer 2.0. You could get that for $277. And I imagine if you're a Prime member, it's gonna ship for free as well. And as you continue to scroll down, you'll see a lot of these categories. And I'm pretty sure if you click on these, it's gonna take you to that category that has the deals on it. But if you continue to scroll, these are where these featured deals, as Tyler showed me earlier, these are the banger deals. All right, you can get the graphene ceramic coating advanced for $90 versus $133. So really, really great deal there. Mega foam car shampoo. A gallon of car shampoo for $30, that is unheard of. You got wheel and tire cleaner gallon for $30 too. So 40% off those guys. Iron remover, 28% off. You can get the advanced graphene ceramic spray coating for $30 or 30% off. It's just around probably one of the best times other than Black Friday at Adams Polishes to get the best prices. So if you're looking to stock up or you're looking to try some new stuff or there's you've been looking at getting a pressure washer, you've been looking at getting a carpet extractor, right now on Amazon for Prime Day deals is by far the best time. And I'm pretty sure that ends, I think it ends tonight at midnight if I'm wrong, or maybe tomorrow, but make sure to check that out. I don't know exactly when it ends, but there's going to be,
I think it's midnight.
I think it's midnight tonight. So it's kind of like the last, you know, what time is it right now? One? Kind of the last
12 hours.
12 or 11 hours that you can grab those good deals on Amazon. So I just wanted to talk about that because, listen, I want you guys to get the best deals for sure, and then I want you to use it on all the stuff we teach you guys in the live. So let's get into cleaning Justin's truck, and I just want to be clear right now that the day after Justin picked this truck up from Siltahar Motors here in Colorado, we put the advanced graphene ceramic coating on this. So all the paint is graphene ceramic coated, but the glass has not yet been coated. So I just want you guys to know that first. Got any questions yet, Chris?
What do you recommend for a pre-wash for a ceramic coated vehicle?
What do I recommend for a pre-wash for a ceramic coated vehicle? Pre-wash, you know, if anything, I know there's some cool talk right now about foaming your car first before you do the initial rinse. So if anything, what you could do is you could take the graphene shampoo, foam it down first before you even rinse it, then rinse it off to try to pull off as much stuff, and then get into the washing piece of it. But pre-rinse, if anything, a product that you could use is waterless wash. So you could take waterless wash, and what I've done before is you turn the nozzle to stream and you spray down all the areas that are, you know, extra dirty with dirt and grime or maybe some bugs, and spray those down and let it sit and dwell, and then rinse the car off, foam it, and then wash it. So I'd say probably waterless wash would be a really good pre-wash when it comes to doing this stuff. So, so first things first, I showed you guys how dirty the wheels are, and instead of spraying this down with hard water, I want to avoid getting water onto the paint. So we're gonna clean the wheels first. So I'll do all of them later, but I'll make sure and do this one first for you guys so you can see what we're gonna do. Now, with Justin's truck, he has a lot of brake dust. That was when I swiped my finger across the wheel and you could see it come off. That's brake dust straight from his caliper and his brake pad. So what I want to make sure and do is use the correct product to clean that. And when you have this much brake dust, which most likely has metallic particles in it, because he's got the big dog, all right? He's got the 6.7 liter Power Stroke engine. So I know for sure he has performance brakes on here, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be able to stop, especially with the trailer coming behind him, all right? So I know that he probably has performance brakes on here that are gonna help with the performance of his car. So I know with performance brakes, wheel cleaner is by far gonna be the best wheel cleaning product for this, okay? Now just realize that talking about Amazon deals, I am using the Pressure Washer 2.0 today. So the Pressure Washer 2.0 is probably the best starter pressure washer that we offer at Adams Polishes. As you can hear, it is super loud, psych, but it's very quiet, okay? It only engages the pump when I pull the trigger of the snub nose. It has a retractable handle, so it's very easy to move around when you go to store it away. And just an all-around great, it's probably the best starter pressure washer for at-home DIY detailing. Just the easiest thing to set up and the most quiet. And listen, his neighbors aren't angry at us because it's not making a ton of noise. So that's one of the biggest benefits. So number one, I'm using the 25-degree tip for the pressure washer, and we're gonna go ahead and clean these wheels. So make sure during this live video and every live video we do, you ask questions. I'm here to answer your guys' detailing questions. I'm here to, and it doesn't have to be on topic. If you have questions about graphene ceramic coating or, you know, cleaning your engine or exhaust tips, whatever it is, please ask on here. That's sort of the sole purpose of these lives, is to get an inside scoop or an inside access to us so we can answer your questions. So as I go through and wash these wheels, I'll describe it, but I'll also answer questions.
Will has a question for you.
Yeah.
If I leave wheel cleaner in an IK foamer, will it damage any seals if I leave it in the bottle over the summer, or do I need to clean it out after every use?
That's a good question. So Will asked if he puts wheel cleaner inside of an IK sprayer, which I imagine he's talking about the pump sprayer. Does he need to clean it out after every use? Will, I would say that as long as, what I would recommend is rinse out and clean out the actual sprayer nozzle every time. The reason why I say that is because wheel cleaner is sort of a gel formula. So when it's exposed out in the air and it dries, it can gum up and make spraying a little bit harder. But as far as inside of the canister and everything, I think you're fine. It's more of the delivery part, like on the outside. I'm trying to think of like another, I don't know if you guys have ever had toothpaste and you left it with a cap not on it, and you go to squeeze it out and you're like squeezing it as hard as you can and then it goes like, and it shoots out. Same idea. Just clean the tip of the,
Like a dish soap bottle?
yeah, or dish soap bottle, exactly. Just clean the outside of it so it doesn't gum up where the spray is supposed to come out. That'd be the only thing I would say. The best wheel well dressing, that's a good question. That's not something we actually get a lot of. Wheel well dressing. I would say as far as like dressing your wheel wells, there's, in my opinion, two options. One is a cosmetic option and the other one is both cosmetic and a protective purpose as well. So number one, undercarriage spray would be like the most easy. It's a purple product and it's something that after you have everything done and ready to go, you just spray it and mist it into your wheel wells. And undercarriage spray essentially darkens all the undercarriage components and essentially blackens out this area, so it exposes your wheels and tires, your clean wheels and tires. It makes them look amazing. So undercarriage spray, very, very good. It's something that I would say you need to use every time. Now, the caveat to that is it's a silicone product. So if you are using it, take an old cardboard box or something, slide it under your wheel and protect the concrete that you have in your driveway, because if the silicone gets on there, it will stain it. So make sure you have something underneath that when you spray the undercarriage in, if it drips down, it doesn't stain your concrete. The other one that I would say is a really good product is our graphene ceramic spray coating. It will actually darken the undercarriage components, making it look really good, but it also protects it. So especially like in the winter, like here in Colorado, we get a lot of snow and nasty roads. Treating your undercarriage with a ceramic spray coating makes cleaning it a lot easier, and it makes it so the snow and everything won't stick as well. So yeah.
Is it okay to use tire, they say tire/wheel cleaner,
Okay.
in a foam cannon? Is it, or is dilution an issue?
That's a good question.
So maybe cover both wheel cleaner, tire and rubber cleaner, and wheel and tire.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which they're referring to.
I imagine they're referring to wheel and tire cleaner.
Yeah.
So wheel and tire cleaner, can you use it in a foam cannon? Is it safe? And the answer is you actually can. You can use it, you can pour it directly into a foam cannon, and when you use it, it will aerate it and it will make the wheel and tire cleaner foam up and go all over your wheels and tires and make cleaning it easy. So no, you do not have to dilute it when you're using wheel and tire cleaner in a foam cannon. Now, when it comes to, like Chris said, to touch on wheel cleaner and tire and rubber cleaner as well, wheel cleaner is not something you would use, it's not something you need, and I don't even think it would foam very well if you put it in a foam cannon. The wheel cleaner is a gel-like formula, so it's gonna have trouble coming through the foam cannon and aerating, but because it's a gel formula, it actually dwells on the surface really well, and so you don't really need to use just standard, this product right here, standard wheel cleaner in a foam cannon, all right? It's not gonna work very well. And listen, when you're gonna foam something, the reason why you foam it is so it goes and it stays on the surface for a longer period of time. versus just spraying it. So with wheel cleaner, you don't need to foam it because the gel formula is already sticking to the surface.
What do you have in that bucket?
I just have clean water inside this bucket and then all of my wheel cleaning tools. And because Justin has such a big truck, I'm just using the fender brush to clean the tires because it's a little bit, I can hold it short on the handle here to really get in close to his wheel, but then I can use the leverage of the brush of the long handle to really scrub. Then I can switch it to the undercarriage portion and scrub as well. All right. Wheel and tire cleaner, or sorry, not wheel and tire cleaner, I already talked about that. Tire and rubber cleaner, it's a more thin formula. So this one you can pour directly into a foam cannon and that will foam as well. I think for me, I tend to not do that because I always have the product kind of hanging on my bucket. It's just quick access, easy to use. And I think the foaming aspect is cool, but I don't know if I've seen a difference in performance versus foaming it versus not foaming it. So I personally tend to not use foaming it, but I know Anthony, who runs the Anaheim store in California, he likes putting tire and rubber cleaner into an IK foaming sprayer, and he likes to foam his tires down when he cleans them. So it's a personal preference thing, but definitely wheel and tire cleaner and tire and rubber cleaner can be utilized in a foam cannon. So now I'm using the wheel cleaner. And again, I'm using wheel cleaner on here because, you know, his truck is more of a performance type of truck. So I want to be able to attack the brake dust that's on here as good as possible. So spray it on there, let it kind of dwell for a second. And
Do you want to mention not detailing really hot wheels?
yeah. So when you're gonna go and clean wheels, make sure that they're dry to the touch. Not dry to the touch, cool to the touch. All right, not dry to the touch. You want them to be cool to the touch. You don't want to, if you drove your car, you pulled it right into the driveway and you started cleaning them, you could damage your wheels. If the wheel cleaner gets really hot and dries, it will stain. All right, so make sure that if you go on a drive, like in this case, Justin, right? He got back from his trip 2 nights ago. So his truck has been sitting here for 2 whole days and it's cool to the touch when I feel it, right? So make sure you do that. I want you guys to see, you can see the purple really activating here on his car. So he does have metallic brake or like brake pads, which are more of a performance-based type of brake or brake pad. So using wheel cleaner is by far the best option for his wheels. So I like to always start with the angled wheel brush first because I like getting behind the spokes and into the barrel of the wheel the best I can. And with Justin's truck, I don't have a ton of what am I trying to say? Like clearance behind his caliper. So like I can't stick this and get back into the barrel because his caliper is so close to his wheel. So I'm making a mental note now that when I get ready to move on to the washing portion, I'm actually gonna move his truck up 2 or 3 feet, which will expose where this caliper is, the barrel of the wheel, to here. And then I can clean that and do it easier. So make sure to not forget to do that, because if you do, you'll clean your wheels thoroughly and then you'll have this one section where your calipers were and it just looks terrible because you never moved, you know. But listen, if you have a car that has bigger wheels and clearance for the caliper, just use the angled wheel brush to get behind those and it'll work just fine. Because this truck's new and, you know, I like using the boar's hair wheel cleaning brush. I like how long these fibers are. It tends to just flop around and really clean really well on the wheel, especially with his big center caps here and the big lug nuts. This boar's hair brush tends to really get inside there and clean. A little bit more access, you know, a little bit better tool for cleaning truck wheels like this. Wow, this is like really turning purple. This is awesome. Okay, and then we'll go and dig deep and find our trim and lug nut brush. And this is just more of like small details. Clean around the lug nuts, like so. And I like to clean around the valve stem and then the bead of the tire. I like to just take this through there. All right, and if there's any like other, like this part right here where the center cap meets the wheel, go through and clean that as well. All right, now we take this and rinse. Look at all that purple come off there. That's awesome.
Is that brush safe on all wheels?
Which one?
Just that brush.
I'll just say this, every brush I use is definitely safe on all the wheels, all right? The boar's hair brush, I would say, is probably the most delicate of the brushes for the wheel face. And yeah, all of them work really well. Now, realize, you know, these, not these, let me find it. These two brushes right here are more of a tire and fender brush. So this, it's like a mixture of red and black bristles. This is a very, very firm bristle. This is to use to scrub the tires really well, all right? These are also on the fender brush are very firm bristles as well with the longer handle. So on a bigger truck, you know, a lifted truck with bigger wheels, bigger tires, I tend to use the fender brush because I feel like I can really use the longer handle to get into, or just to scrub more of the car, you know? More leverage is, I think as a user experience on a truck or a lifted car, it's just a little bit better of an experience, a little bit easier to manage. You know, on a car, a little bit more low profile tire that you need more control with, the tire scrub brush is a little bit better option, you know? Let's see. Everyone on here, do you want me to clean more wheels or should I get into the bug removal process? We'll see what they say as we talk around.
Vote for bug removal.
Okay, one vote for bug. I'm just gonna rinse these off really quick. Okay, cool. All right, so got one wheel clean. I'll finish the rest later, but you guys know wheel cleaning pretty well. I want to touch on it while we're here. Now we get into the bug removal process, all right? So what I want to do first actually is I want to make sure that all my washing stuff is ready to go. And after you clean your wheels, make sure you set your tools out and you clean them before you move on. I'm not gonna clean them right now, but usually I like to set them out like this. Make sure none of the bristles are touching the ground. Keep my products kind of here. And I'm gonna get rid of this water. We'll rinse this out really fast. And then I wanna make sure to do a 2-bucket wash on this because this will be the first wash on this truck since it's been graphene ceramic coated, all right? And like I said, it's been about a month, you know. Justin's been pretty busy with doing kid stuff. His kids are in sports. He's been going camping, he's been going fishing a lot. So just hasn't had a chance to wash the car, but this will be the first wash. And actually it's probably good because there's so many dead bugs on here. So get this bucket filled up. While I get this bucket filled up, I can answer any questions right now if you guys have any. Comment on here if you guys have checked out any of the Amazon deals and seen what we have. I mean,
I think one guy earlier said he got a pressure washer or carpet extractor.
Oh, really? Yeah, see, those big ticket items are like, if you can get them for 20 or even 40% off, it's just
a lot of money.
Oh man, it makes it so much easier. And then once you get it, and I mean, listen, if you're a Prime member too, you get it for shipping for free. So even better, you know?
Is your standard
So yeah, our standard wheel cleaner is safe on powder coated wheels for sure. Just again, just to reiterate, make sure that those wheels are cool to the touch when you start cleaning them, all right? If you're a little bit, you know, cautious about it, we do have an eco wheel cleaner that works just as good. It's just not gonna break down the metallic brake dust like our standard wheel cleaner would, but the eco wheel cleaner works just as well. So if you're a little bit cautious to it, I would say get the eco wheel cleaner and use that, you know.
Um, Dennis picked up a SK Pro 15.
Oh, really? Dang.
Martin says, what's the life of the resin in the Deionizer? I have the Adams standard size.
Okay, yeah. What's the life of the Deionizer, the standard Deionizer? I don't know the exact number on it. And what I would tell you, the life expectancy of that, I want to say we don't really judge it in years or days. It's more of washes because some people wash more than others. So I think what we tend to say on the website is 100 washes, I think is what it is. So if you're washing once a month, that's 100 months essentially, right? I don't know if that's true or not. I would honestly say to go to our product page on our website and those specs are on there. So
But also just test yours occasionally.
yeah, and listen, the deionizers come as the, I can't remember who just commented on this, but as you would know, because you said you have a standard Adams one, it comes with a blue TDS meter. So you can check the parts per million that's inside your water. So as you creep up above, you know, I would probably say 100, 150, once you're above that, then it's time to start. I mean, right when you hit 100 ppm on your deionizer, when you measure it with the TDS meter, that's when it should trigger you to order your next batch of resin, all right? Because by the time it gets there, it's gonna start creeping up to the 150, 200 mark, you know? So yeah, it just sort of depends on how much you utilize it. The other piece of this too is that our deionizers have, well, the standard Adams deionizer has a bypass valve on top. Actually, I can show that to you right now. Come check this out really quick. We have a deionizer hooked up here at Justin's house. And it's actually like the perfect scenario so you can, first off, get a tour of his backyard, but you can see the deionizer as well. So here's the deionizer hooked up. He has it hooked up to his hose on a reel. And right now, the way that these red arrows are pointed is I'm utilizing the deionizer. So the reason why I'm explaining this to you is because when you first initially rinse your car, you tend to foam it right after. So what you can do is you can turn these red valves. Now what's happening is the hard water comes in, it gets blocked by this valve and comes here and now comes through the hose. So right now, if I started using the pressure washer, I'd be using hard water.
So it's bypassing the deionizer.
So it's called the bypass valve, yeah. So, but what happened is we were outside filming and my phone overheated. Darn iPhone, just overheated. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like an old car that needs a radiator, just overheated. So yeah, it's 90 something degrees outside. So what Chris is gonna do, he'll bop in and out of probably the garage over there. So we're gonna try to make it so it doesn't overheat anymore. But since we're back, let's go. We're gonna fix these bug guts right now, okay? So, all right, let's just get to it so I can show you guys. This is like the whole purpose of this video anyways. So bug guts. So sorry, I was showing you the bypass valve when we lost the signal because of an overheat, but utilize the bypass valve to extend the life of your resin that's inside your deionizer. So that would be like the number one thing I would say. So Chris, quickly come over here and show them how bad the bug guts are.
1 second. I'll grab the umbrella.
Chris is grabbing the umbrella for as much shade as possible. There you go. All right, check out these bug guts. So look at the mirror right here. Okay, talk about bug guts. Terrible, right? Look at the front grille. Over this way, yeah. So just as bad. Like look down by the the Ford logo is just riddled with nasty bug guts. And if you look up at the top of the windshield, also up there is like really bad, okay? So first things first, what you want to do is you want to start rinsing these off with your pressure washer, okay? I have the 25-degree tip. And what I want to do is I'm going to start rinsing here, because if water gets onto here, it's not going to dry right away because the sun is sort of at, you know, the 1, 2 o'clock position. So I want to start in the shaded side first. So I'm going to rinse these off, and we're going to get as much of the bug guts off as possible, which all of them, but we'll get a lot of them. So look at that. Just on your initial rinse, it's going to get a lot of that stuff off. Now I'm going to move to the front grill because I don't want water sitting on top baking. Okay. So rinse the front of the car off. If you guys know other people that were on the live that probably jumped off because we lost signal, text them right now and say, we're back. We're back, good to go. I'm trying to do the best job I can to get as much of the bug guts off first. Like so. And then I'm also going to get this mirror. And I'll just try to get the windshield the best I can. I can't reach because the truck is so tall, so I'm going to do the best I can with that. Now, really quick before I start jumping into using the bug remover, I want to get the foam cannon set up. Actually, here's a pretty cool tip for the foam cannon, okay? I'm gonna put about half of this with water, okay? This is gonna be a tip for you to be able to utilize the foam cannon in sort of a different way. So I'm only gonna put that much water in. I don't know if you can see, it's to here, okay? It's about halfway. Then, because his truck is graphene ceramic coated, I'm using graphene shampoo. So I'm gonna put this much graphene shampoo inside of the foam cannon, okay? It's a lot, right? This is what I do at home, by the way. Close this up, and what I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna turn this counterclockwise as far as it can go, okay? This is clockwise, this is counterclockwise, all right? I'll show you why here in a second. There's a very specific reason why I did that, okay? Get the fan right. Okay, so we've rinsed the car off. Now we're gonna treat it with bug remover. So I have the bug remover sitting right here. And bug remover is the best way to get these bugs off. So I have it on spray right now while I'm at the front. And I'm gonna spray in all the areas where the bugs were the most saturated. Like so. I'm gonna wait on the windshield. If you own a big truck like this, I would recommend getting a gallon of bug remover because you're gonna use a lot of it, especially if you're towing a trailer and you're going on camping trips a lot like Justin. Okay, this mirror. And then because his windshield is so far up there I can't reach it, I switch it to stream. So now I can just blast this in all the areas that have the bugs, like so. Oh my gosh. This is a wrist workout here. Okay, perfect. Now what we do, bug remover, is normally what I would do is I would go ahead and rinse the rest of the car. before I started foaming it. So I'll just start rinsing some of this off, this side mainly. Okay. So right now the bug remover is working. Do you want to come see this, Chris? The performance of the graphene. So after 1 month of the graphene advance on his car, you can see it's still working really, really good, right? He has a little bit of road oil at the bottom. You see it's kind of sticky down there. See a lot of like sunscreen, right? So just realize too, graphene ceramic coating is hydrophobic, not sunscreen-ophobic, right? So anytime you get some oils and things like that, it will alter the performance of the ceramic coating, but utilizing something like the graphene shampoo is gonna help bring that back. That's why we use that product. Okay, so we rinse the car off as much as possible. I'm not rinsing the bug remover yet. God, cleaning a ceramic coated vehicle is just a different experience. Okay? All right, now once we have the car rinsed and the bug remover has been sitting on there, now we neutralize the water with the soap. And
What is neutralizing it do?
neutralizing the water eliminates the chance for water spotting. Yep.
So
And all of our soaps do that. So if the soap dries on the car, that's more safe than having hard water dry on the car. So before, I put a ton of the soap in here and I turn this all the way counterclockwise. So what I want you to see is that when I spray this out, it's like water coming out of it. You see this? Just like I'm spraying water out of it, okay? So what I like to do is I like to put more of the soap into my foam cannon. I want to make sure this. And then what I do is I start turning this clockwise until I get to the point where it's exactly the amount of foam that I want to utilize. So it's about to hit here in a second. Right there, okay? So there's the foam that's coming out, okay? But I don't have this cranked all the way, so it's not gonna pull as much soap out of here. So now what I can do is go with the graphene shampoo and foam down the whole car. And what I'm gonna show you is how much soap in this canister I ended up using. This is a big car for foaming, all right? So you foam directly over the bug remover that we sprayed onto his car. I hope all Justin's friends are watching this because I know they all have trailers and big trucks. Go this way. Now, if I want to be able to get the windshield better, I just turn the fan down a little bit.
Carmine says before going on a long road trip, I apply a new layer of ceramic spray coating on the front of my Jeep.
Yeah, see, Carmine knows what's up. Carmine puts the graphene spray coating on their car before they even go on the road trip. So when you get to the point of having to clean the bugs off, it's like way, way easier. But, you know, I think Carmine can attest to this too. Like the coatings don't make it so the bugs don't stick. It just makes when you go to clean it off a lot easier. You know, so still utilizing bug remover is like a really great option because you're still gonna get, you know, bugs on there.
Ken Wilson says the plastic in my car in the interior in places like comment just disappeared. In places like the center console is getting scratches. Would your hand polish or scratch and swirl remover work to remove that?
Yeah, so Ken, I would say try hand polish. I wouldn't try scratch and swirl remover. It's a little bit more aggressive than you need on the inside. And by the way, the plastic in the piano black that's on the interior, even on the exterior of your car, is very soft. So it scratches really easy. So if you use something aggressive like scratch and swirl remover, it will just scratch it a little bit more. But try hand polish first. But the ultimate way to polish that and correct that is by using our SK Pro Micro. It's a smaller machine with a 1-inch pad, and use that with a 12mm throw on there. Use that to actually polish it, and you can make it look perfect. And if you want, I will do that video maybe next week of polishing an interior of a car, doing the plexiglass of your instrument cluster, doing the piano black accents. But that is a really cool way to do things. So there you go. Now just check it out. I foamed the whole car, and that's how much I used. Okay, so at my house, that's how I set up my foam cannon. And then when I'm done, I make sure to turn this all the way counterclockwise, and I just set this in my cabinet. And then the next time I go, I pull it out, and then I just dial it into where I want the foam at. The reason why I like doing that, to be honest, is because sometimes I don't want crazy thick foam, and sometimes I do want crazy thick foam. And that thing on the top, that valve on the top, allows me to regulate how much foam or how little foam I want. So that's just like my kind of, I don't know if you want to call it like a pro tip, but that's just like a tip for me that I personally like to utilize. So now take the same thing, the graphene shampoo, and I have our mitt in here, the black and white microfiber mitt. And you put your soap directly onto your mitt like so. And I have a wash pad, okay? Put it directly on here. The reason why I want this directly on here is because I want this to incorporate into the actual wash pad. And if it incorporates into the wash pad, what it's going to do is, as you use it and you squeeze the wash pad, it will release more foam and more soap, which releases more lubricity for when you're doing this. So then you take your pressure washer, just barely the top of the water, and as you can see, you agitate it enough that it generates really thick foam. So now when you're removing the bug guts, you use this black and white microfiber wash mitt. I don't put my hand in it because I don't know why, I just don't. Now you just, with the weight of my hand, I go over where the bugs were at. I am not pushing, okay? Scrubbing is scratching. So what we don't want to do is scrub really hard where the bugs were. What we're doing is we're letting the formulation of bug remover and a combination of this microfiber wash mitt do the work for us, okay? Anytime you're trying to push harder to clean or scrub something, stop doing that. You got to find the right tool to really break it down first. Waterless wash is another great tool. If the bugs aren't as bad, like on this thing, you know, the bugs on here were really bad. So bug remover was the right tool for this, okay? If you have your car, and let's say you commute to work, say a half hour to an hour, and you tend to get dead bugs on the front of your car, then you can always take waterless wash and spray it down like I did with the bug remover. That will also loosen the bugs and get it ready for washing, okay? So there's a couple different tools out there, but with something this gnarly with bug guts, this was the right tool. So after I've gone through and done the whole front, I will go to my clean water and utilize the grit guard. So now what I'm doing is I'm pushing the microfiber wash mitt all the way down, and I'm rubbing it against the grit guard like this. And I'm doing this inside here, okay? Because I'm trying to get as much of those dead bugs out of the wash pad. So then when I come back in here, hit this grit guard as well, and we'll keep going. Go ahead, Chris.
Nathan joined late. He says, did you simply pour the graphene shampoo straight into the foam cannon without diluting it?
First off, welcome, Nate. And secondly, I actually did it 50-50. So, and Nate, just so you know, once we're done with this live, it lives on YouTube forever. So you'll be able to go back and watch. But essentially what I did, Nate, is I filled up the foam cannon halfway with water, and then I poured the gallon in till it went to the top and it was ready to go. And because I concentrated it so much with soap, then I used the top valve to regulate how much soap and water the foam cannon is pulling out of the canister. So that's how I did that. Let's see, I need to get a little bit taller on the F350 so I can get up top here where the bugs were pretty bad and it's super cool running lights. I do have to say, you know, Justin just got this truck, and when we were ceramic coating it, I was asking him, like, you know, did you get this for functionality because you're towing stuff? And I thought it was so cool. His answer was, my dream car forever has been a Ford F350. You know, most people would say, oh, you know, Ferrari F40 or, you know, Lamborghini or this or that, Porsche 911. Nope, Justin's dream truck was this truck, and he finally got it. So it's been really cool to see that process of ordering it, the excitement, tracking it when it was going to be here. And I just feel lucky that I could, you know, not only myself, but like Adam's Polishes can be a piece to help protect this and get it clean the right way. So
Nathan replied, cool, I missed that part, sorry. I've started doing that and was worried I was being wasteful, but I wasn't.
yeah, no worries, Nathan. You're doing it right, dude. The cool thing, Nate, is you're exploring it, which is like the coolest part, you know? Just exploring car care, finding your own way of doing it. Like, I have my own way of doing it. Adam has his own way of doing it. None of it's wrong. It's just the way that it fits into your routine, your schedule. That's all. Car care is a very personal thing, you know? And look, not everyone has the same. I mean, some people have similar cars, but not one car is the same, you know? I forgot to hit the bugs on this side, so I'm going on this side. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse this off so you guys can see how effective. So check this out, you can kind of see them here, right? Let me just get a little more soap on this. Show them that, Chris. What you're looking at is the mirror with still a lot of bugs on it, but it's been treated already with bug remover and the foam went over it. And so now what I'm doing is taking the microfiber wash mitt, okay? And watch these. I'm just barely using the weight of my hand. Didn't scrub, didn't push hard. So I know for sure I'm not scratching, right? But I'm letting the graphene shampoo and also the bug remover do all the work there. So let's see, I'm gonna rinse this off so you can see the front. Should have took it before and after, huh? Pretty good. I said I should have done it before and after, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure if you kind of join a little bit later, check out what this looked like before. I mean, it was like one of the worst I've seen. Let's get this part. There you go. No more bugs, all right? It's that easy, all right? And what I do want to say is, once you know of the right products and the right processes to attack a specific problem, your car care life is so much easier. So we were able to remove all of them without having to scrub really hard or even get aggressive with like a clay bar, right? And maybe a piece of it was the fact that the paint is ceramic coated, but I don't think this section of his car is even ceramic coated. But letting this product right here, you know, first off, using a pressure washer, number one, is the most key aspect to getting bugs off of a car, right? The pressure, that the PSI and the pressure you get out of a pressure washer, even like one of like our 2.0 that's like 1300 PSI at, I think it's 1.4 GPM, that is more than enough to really get an initial rinse going on his car, okay? Then once you get the rinse, you treat it with bug remover. I mean, pretty straightforward name, bug remover, right? We sprayed down all the areas with bug remover and let it dwell, okay? Let it do its work on all the bugs. Then once we're done with that, then we rinse the rest of the car. Then we hit it with a high quality car soap, which in this case we use graphene shampoo because it's the most beneficial to a graphene ceramic coated vehicle. Put the foam on top of it. Then we take something more specific as far as removing bugs in a microfiber wash mitt. Go over it, not press, just the weight of my hand, not pushing hard at all, and just going over the top of it, and it removes all the bug guts. So if you are somebody that's taking your cars on road trips and you're getting bug guts stuck to the front of your car, the mirrors, you can absolutely do this process. And what I would say too is, if you're going on a road trip and let's say that you're driving from California to Colorado and your first stretch is going from Southern California to Arizona, and you get to Arizona and you're staying in an Airbnb or a hotel, you pull into the driveway or parking lot and you have bug guts all over. You can always take waterless wash, hit all those bugs with waterless wash first, spray it down, and then you could even hoseless wash your car, right? You have a bottle of hoseless wash, one bucket, you go inside to the sink, you fill up the bucket to the top of the Adams A logo, pour 3 or 4 capfuls of hoseless wash in there and have maybe 4 microfiber towels, like borderless gray towels. Get those incorporated with the hoseless wash, and after you've treated the front with waterless wash, hoseless wash the car and it's gonna look just as good as this, all right? So there's a couple different options, but the bug remover in washing your car is by far the best.
Couple questions.
Yeah.
Repeat the pressure washer that you're using.
Pressure washer, this is Adams Polish's 2.0 pressure washer, or pressure washer 2.0.
Question number 2, why aren't we worried about water spotting right now?
The reason why I'm not worried about water spotting right now is because we're utilizing a deionizer. I have the deionizer engaged with the bypass valve working. I'm not bypassing the water. So the water I'm putting on here is filtered. So I'm not worried about it right now.
And what was it? Nathan, will regular car shampoo help restore the hydrophobic properties on a graphene ceramic coated vehicle, or do you really need to use graphene shampoo?
This is a good question. So Nathan asked, you know, will car shampoo reinstate the hydrophobic properties of a graphene ceramic coated vehicle? Do you really need graphene shampoo? Personally, and from experience, you really do need graphene shampoo. And what I would recommend is that if you have a graphene ceramic coated vehicle, if you use graphene shampoo exclusively, that's completely fine and a little bit recommended, because the graphene shampoo has extra cleaning power, has extra surfactants, extra degreasing power. So what happens is on your car, you get road grime and you know, road oils on the side of your car where your tires and your wheels are kicking up stuff onto the side of your car. That graphene shampoo is going to do a better job of removing that, which will bring back the hydrophobic properties. And if, as you can see, like on this car, on this section of the car, I mean, this was foamed. I haven't washed this yet, but you can see the hydrophobic properties are amazing right now. I mean, they're just, this graphene ceramic coating is working like crazy, and I haven't even like taken the wash pad over this, right? I mean, let's just, I'm just curious to see. I'll just run the wash pad over this really quick, okay? Hold on 1 second. Okay. Agitate it and run it over, and it's just gonna work even better, right? The water's not gonna stick nearly as much, okay? Now, when you get down here, the graphene shampoo already is starting to work a little bit better, but you can see there's some like road oils that's making it a little bit flat in here. Right, but up here it's still working like crazy. So using graphene shampoo, right? Should work pretty good, but I might have to go over it a couple times. So the graphene shampoo is going to break that down and make it come back and be hydrophobic again. So what the graphene shampoo is doing is breaking down the grease and the road oils. And once I get this rinsed off, it's like the hydrophobic properties are there. See that? So should you use graphene shampoo on a non-coated car? I would say it's not as necessary, you know? More on a graphene, listen, the graphene shampoo was designed to deep clean your ceramic coated vehicle when you're washing. All right, so, I mean, look at that. That's like, it's like nothing ever happened to, I mean, nothing did happen to the coating. It's just we removed the grease that was stuck onto the side of it, you know? So that's why you want to use graphene shampoo on a ceramic coated vehicle. But if your car's not graphene ceramic coated, standard car shampoo is just as good, you know? Graphene shampoo is more designed for a car like this that has graphene ceramic coating advanced on it. So, you know, I would say you can use it. It's the thing about graphene shampoo is because it has extra surfactants or extra like soap agents in there, it tends to foam a little bit more, you know? So it foams a little bit more than car shampoo, but not as much as Mega foam. But the lubricity that has is great, but it's more of the degreasing power that I'm utilizing for a ceramic coated vehicle. So like my car is not graphene ceramic coated, right? I have an old 2008 4Runner and I haven't got to the point of graphene ceramic coating it because I'm doing things to it. I just switched the back door out, did a few other things. And once I have it dialed to where I want it, then I will graphene ceramic coat it. But right now it's like play, use H2O Garden Gloss once, and then I try CS3, and then I do this. I test new products on it. So when I wash that, I only use car shampoo, and most of the time I foam it with Mega Foam just because I like how thick the foam is. And then I'll put the car shampoo in my bucket because car shampoo is just, it's probably, in my opinion, the best standard car soap that you can get on the market. It's just really high quality lubricity and just, you know, it just makes your car look amazing. So yeah. All right, I think we're good. So I hope today was helpful, showing you guys how to remove bugs or bug guts from your car after a long road trip. And, you know, last thing I would say is, you know, someone touched on it earlier, but, oh, it's Carmine. Like Carmine said, you know, if you are gonna go on a road trip and your car is not fully graphene ceramic coated, put some spray coating on there to make cleaning it much easier. You know, that's a really helpful tip. You know, once your car is that dirty and nasty, bug remover is gonna be your friend to get the bugs off. Also, thoroughly cleaning your wheels is just a big deal because when you're on a road trip and you're driving a long way, especially if you're towing something like that reserve camper over there, you're gonna be using your brakes a ton, you know? So you're gonna have a lot of brake dust buildup, which wheel cleaner and tire and rubber cleaner is gonna be very helpful to get that clean. Now, what I'm gonna do after we sign off here, I'm gonna finish washing the rest of Justin's truck and he'll be ready to go. So thank you guys for watching. Again, just a reminder, check out all the Amazon Prime deals. Go to the Adams Polishes brand page on Amazon, search Adams Polishes. You'll see there's a Circle A logo right at the top. Click that. you'll be able to access all the amazing deals we have going on right now. And the best time to stock up, not only on formulas or like soaps and detail spray and all that stuff, but a really great chance to get something like a pressure washer, a polisher, or even a carpet extractor. So make sure to go check that out. Thank you guys for watching.